This is Thiago Almeida set to his maximum potential of 170. Now, Thiago does come under the bracket of being affordable under £10 million. However, for how much longer? Because by the news reports, he is actually moving to Atalanta United in the MLS. Luckily, though, I have 10 other Wonderkids just as good or better as Thiago Almeida, who you can buy for less than £10 million. Now, this list is full of Wonderkids at the 170 or 180 potential range. There's nobody else that you can go any higher that you can get for less than 10 million. And there are a few that you can get for less than 5 million. That will be on another list. So you need to make sure you're subscribed because YouTube, for some reason, thinks it's going to take me 5 months to get to 30,000 subscribers. But with you guys' help, we can get there before Christmas. Sandri is up next. He is a centre midfielder from Brazil. Let's take a look at how much we can potentially get Sandri for. £10 million is what they're telling us here. But you can see we've managed to get that underneath £10 million with an extra 1.5 million after 50 games. Kind of over 10 million, kind of not. Depends on what side of the spectrum you look at. Now, 9th on this list is Alberto Malario, probably not. Spanish, 17 years of age, can play in that centre attacking midfielder role. And to be honest, for 17 years of age, he looks absolutely incredible. Now, Alberto has a release clause of £8.5 million. Now, that is an absolute steal because when he is set to his maximum of 170, he is absolutely insane. Now, Renault is next on the list. He can play left back, he can play centre back, probably a really good wide centre back as well if you're looking for that. You can find him in the Palmeiras team, and although he is 19 years of age, he already looks fairly decent in the roles that you wish to play him. He is in the 170 potential range, and you can buy him for around about £8 million. Let's take a look at him at his max potential. Now, 20 years of age, we have Nicholas Cyborg. Now, this guy would be higher because when you see him at his maximum, you think, Jesus, no way is he just 170. But the reason why he is slightly lower on this top 10 is because, one, he is already 20 years of age. He's slightly older than the other ones. But two is his price. At the higher end of the scale, we have £9.25 million negotiated, which has been accepted. Actually, it's a bargain because look at him. Now, skipping back to Argentina, we have Velasco. Fantastic player on last year's game. This year is no different. Arguably, he looks better this year. 18 years of age now, so you can sign him straight away and he will come to your club instead of having to wait for him to turn 18. And it's probably worth it. He can play on the left, he can play in centre midfield in that attacking role. Naturally, he can also do a job up top or on the right. Price-wise, though, this is great because he actually, he's wanted by a lot of teams, as you can see, Manchester City, Chelsea and Manchester United, but he can actually qualify for that £5 million as well. I've put him on this list because I've actually trialed this 3 or 4 times. It's the lowest I've ever been able to get him. Most of the time, it's around about £6 million, but either way, he is fantastic. Another centre midfielder, and this time we're in Portugal with Paolo Bernardo, 19 years of age. I think I've highlighted this guy on a video already because in the future he looks incredible. We'll see him at his maximum of 170. We're still in the 170 bracket, but even as a starting player, you could probably sign him for the majority of the Premier League clubs should you be able to get a work permit and probably give him quite a lot of game time because he's already there. He's quite capable at 19. Price-wise as well, you're almost stealing from Benfica because £5.5 million is what you can pick him up. Obviously, if you added some additional clauses, you would get him for less, probably less than £5 million. So some of these transfers are even cheaper than what I'm making them out to be. All I've done is I've taken off the percentage of next sale so you don't have to have extortionate costs later on down the line when you try and sell them. Now, the final player in the 170 potential range is Savio, and the reason why this guy is left last is probably because when he is set to his maximum, he just looks world class on that right hand side. He already looks quite good at 17 years of age. Good determination and flair there. Some decent physical attributes to go with his half decent technicals, and for a price, he's not bad at all. Again, I've managed to negotiate to £5.5 million, meaning that if you do some further negotiations, a little bit of additional clauses, you might be able to bring that down underneath the £5 million mark, and it is definitely worth it. Now, those of you with a keen eye will recognize this man because his actually name has changed in the game. Last year it was PP, now it is Takahiro Nakai. No idea why they've changed that. I got confused to begin with when I first heard of it. He's 17, he's Japanese, he's in the Real Madrid under-19s, which is why he is third on the list out of the 180 potential Rangers, because he's probably the most hardest player to get hold of. However, he is quite cheap. Let's take a look. Now in this, he has a £10 million release clause, meaning he slots in perfectly into this video. And to be honest, when he's set to his maximum, he doesn't look 180. Now, second on the list is Martin Satriano. He is Uruguayan. He is a striker as well, and at the start of the game, although his pace and everything doesn't look too amazing, he has great height, good stamina, good determination. He kind of has the fundamentals. He's just not quite there yet in development. However, he does have the potential range of 180. Now, I have mentioned potential ranges a few times in this video without really explaining it. Potential ranges basically means they can be anywhere between 150 to 180 every single time you load the game. 170 is down to 140. Every single time you load the game, it will be something different between those two numbers. So my Martin Satriano, that is going to be 180 in a second. You might have something down the lower end of that scale. It's just the lottery that you have every single time you do this game. Again, upfront cost 8.75 million with an extra 1.8 million pound added on. Bruno Iglesias is the final man on this list. 18 years of age, from Real Madrid, and to begin with, he does look quite fantastic. Good determination and good flair. Fantastic for a Wonderkid who can play in that centre attacking midfielder role. And although he does have that £12.25 million release clause that we can see down there, £9 million with 1.8 added on, you could probably negotiate a little bit more. I just wanted to make sure you can see an offer that was accepted. Let's take a look at him at his maximum. So there we have it. Those were the best 10 Wonderkids under £10 million. Maybe you should make sure you watch this video next with the highest potential Rangers players in the game. And I'll see you tomorrow for another one. Make sure you're subscribed. Bye-bye.